Supercross Lights riders battled voraciously on the twists and turns on the amped Mobile World Supercross GP track in Toronto. Youth and exuberance proved infallible as Davi Millsaps found himself atop the podium in his first ride on a Honda. After devastating finishes, Nathan Ramsey and Andrew Short are sure to fight their way back to the front of the pack this week in Vancouver. The Supercross Lights come your way next from Vancouver on Speed. Last week, the Amp Mobile Supercross Light Series opened up a new season inside the Rogers Centre in Toronto, Canada. This weekend, the series moves to the West Coast and beautiful Vancouver's BC Place. Hi, everybody. I'm Ralph Shaheen alongside former Supercross Lights East Coast champion Denny Stevenson. Last week, inside the old Skydome, two manufacturers, Honda and KTM, stood the best shot at the win. But really, Denny, there was a host of riders that could have claimed that checkered flag.
We had a great night of racing, but in the end, it was Davi Millsaps on the Honda with a pretty much dominating victory over Red Bull KTM's Josh Hansen. Two of our favorites, though, Nathan Ramsey, Andrew Short, suffered crashes, bike problems. Both those guys didn't have the night they wanted. DNF. They'll be looking to redeem themselves tonight in Vancouver.
Let's show you the road to tonight's main event here in Vancouver. It'll start off with two heat races. If you don't transfer straight to the main event out of those two events, you have one final shot in the last chance qualifier, also known as the LCQ, to make tonight's 22-rider, 15-lap main event. Before we drop the gate on heat number one, let's head downstairs and introduce you to Chris Devoda, who has tonight's progressive pre-race report.
One of the guys who was trying to be working his way into that manufacturer mix. He wasn't in Toronto. Kawasaki's Darcy Lange. The folks here in Vancouver know all about him. He's a hometown kid. He's from Vancouver Island. Just about an hour ferry ride here from the BC Stadium. He's going to have tons of family and friends in the stands tonight. He said his grandparents, parents, aunts, uncles, and that doesn't even count his friends. Plenty of noise, guys, for Darcy Lange, number 330.
All right, Krista, and he should be a threat here tonight as we take a look at our starting list. Of course, one of the names we'll be talking a lot about in this one too, Denny, is Josh Hansen on that KTM.
Yeah, I've been kind of tough on Josh throughout his career, and you know, I expect more from him, and he's definitely going to start delivering, I think. Josh is going to look really good. And Andrew Short, on the other hand, he's the guy we kind of thought that might even win it all last week in Toronto. He was actually way out front, had some mechanical difficulties off camera, and, you know, down he went off the track, and he's going to be kind of wanted to get a little revenge here in Vancouver for sure. Josh Hansen, on the other hand, he rode a smart race last week. Put in his lap, he felt, you know, Millsaps a little faster, settled in, got a second. I think we can see a little bit more from Josh Hansen this week, a little bit more confidence.
And again, that sets up that KTM versus Honda battle that we'll be getting into tonight. Getting ready for the gate to drop now on Supercross Lights heat number one from Vancouver. The KTM Honda battle, Josh Hansen, Andrew Short, and of course, the local hotshot, Darcy Lange, in this one as well. And turn one, Denny, here in BC Place, that's really going to tell the story here tonight as we get ready for the gate to drop.
Yeah, it's a 90-degree first turn. Whenever they have a turn similar to this, a lot of guys end up over the first turn, berm, and onto the pavement, which will be really see because you're going from a very wide track into a very narrow first turn.
The rider on the inside, Jake Weimer, could have a huge advantage. 131, keep your eyes on him. Here we go. Through the first corner, and it looks like the majority of the riders are going to survive with Ryan Sykes on a Suzuki taking the early lead, but then that's going to change, and it's going to be one of the Kawasaki's out in front. Looks like the 361 and Colton Bessiati.
Colton, a fast Canadian rider up here, and his Team Green teammate Darcy Lange there right behind him in second. The two local boys taking advantage of it and mixing it up, putting the Kawasaki in the middle of this Red Bull KTM Honda battle.
Andrew Short on the Honda sits in third. Keep your eyes on the riders with the yellow and black riding outfit on bike number 29.
Lange and Bastiani have been battling it out in this early season. They had a Canadian Arena Cross series. These two battled it out already, and right now on the track as we see Andrew Short making a quick work of these guys trying to get to the front.
This is a very strange off-camera corner right here, very tricky as we see Short getting through there and picking up a spot.
This section they're coming into now, there's so many ways to go through it. There's about, I think, 9 different jumps. You can triple, 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 double, double. It's just a million different ways. And we see Andrew Short get through it the quickest and quickly take over the lead.
And coming up again on the outside is that number 36 of Ryan Sipes on the Suzuki out of Kentucky.
Ryan Sipes came out of nowhere last season. He was a great amateur rider. He showed up in some of the early rounds and boom, getting huge hole shots and really surprised a lot of guys. But you know what he's got in his corner? David Bailey, former champion. He's got him working on him. He's got a new trainer, Todd Jacobs. Ryan Sipes, I think we can expect some really big things from him here in this 2006 season and obviously tonight.
Well, he's put himself right into the lead. Short comes back. Boy, these two really picking up the battle, and instead of it being a Honda KTM battle, it's a Honda Suzuki fight.
Yeah, I'm impressed with Ryan Sipes. He impressed me last season. He's getting the work done now, but this rhythm section is going to be where races are won or lost tonight. You can definitely lose, as you saw a lot of time. Here comes Josh Hansen. Josh was able to get through the rhythm section clean, made up a ton of time, and we're up to a 3-way battle now.
But then he stood that bike up under the brakes and lost all of his momentum.
Yeah, he had to get back, and he'll catch this deal. This deal right now is running side by side. Instead of worried about going forward, these guys are worried about each other, and Josh Hansen is taking advantage of that, and he'll be in these guys' back pocket within about half a lap.
Great battle through the skies here in Vancouver. Short, Sipes, battling it out. Stay with us. Andrew Short continuing to lead here in Vancouver. Ryan Sipes trying to chase him down, the rider out of Vine Grove, Kentucky, on the number 36 Suzuki. Josh Hansen sits back in third with just a couple laps to go, and Hansen right up to the inside of Sipes and pounds his way past for second.
Another perfect example of what we saw in the last lap. Andrew Short, Sipes unable to get through that rhythm section while Hansen makes up a ton of ground and actually throws a little bit of an elbow on Ryan Sipes, punts him over the tough blocks. That's something we're used to seeing out of Josh Hansen. He's an aggressive rider. When he makes a pass, he likes to make it stick and go, hey, I'm going to put you up in the tough blocks. That way I don't have to worry about you coming back to get me.
Here's a look at it.
Right in the middle of your screen, you're going to see Josh Hansen come in, just puts the elbow on Ryan Sipes, puts him up in the tough blocks. If you're not going to have to worry about him coming back, you knock the guy down a little bit, and Josh has been known to throw some elbows.
Josh Hansen putting a very physical move on Ryan Sipes to take over second place. You consider that fair game?
You know, in my day, if there's one way around to get a guy and you can't, throw a little elbow on him. Like I said, that way you don't have to worry about him coming back to get you. Some of the fans nowadays don't think that's too great, but it's rubbish racing in motocross. I think elbow aggressive riding, that's what it's all about. That's what the guys used to do in the old days. I think we need to see a little more of it nowadays.
Where would you draw the line between what's okay and what's a little bit over the end?
Well, that wasn't an aggressive center punch necessarily. He just came in and threw the elbow a little bit. I guarantee Ryan Sipes is upset, and I would have been upset with Josh as well, but you know, Josh made a move, and maybe his momentum, he came in that section so much faster than Sipes did, and you know, in the long run, Hansen in second, Sipes in.
There's Hansen on the KTM, and what we talked about at the beginning of the show, the expected battle between Honda and KTM. After working our way past some Kawasaki's and Suzuki's, guess what? It's Honda versus KTM.
Yeah, the cream has risen to the top.
Andrew Short continues to lead. Hansen struggling a little bit to get around that off-camber left-hander. Now works his way through this rhythm section where you were talking, Denny, there's so many potential lines. Has run our last lap.
Yeah, Josh didn't quite get that through that section as smooth as he's done. Was unable to make up that needed ground on Andrew Short. Looks like if we stick where we're at and Andrew Short stays smooth as he's done throughout this main event, he's going to walk away with this victory.
Top 7 riders going straight to the main event out of tonight's heat races. So these two riders are definitely going to get there. And Short will have a good shot at a good gate pick, which should make a big difference in tonight's main event.
Yeah, but that first turn we talked about in the opening right there, a good gate pick is going to be really big. If you're getting stuck on the outside, you can get punted into those tough blocks as we saw Sipes did. Andrew Short looking to redeem himself in that DNF lap to get Toronto.
Here he comes to the checkered flag. Andrew Short with a big win at heat number 1 in Vancouver. And a straight ticket to the main event tonight. It looks like Hansen's going to go with him. The local rider, Darcy Lange, is going to go. Wimmer had not quite the start that we thought he was going to get, and Sipes is going to get a transfer as well. And he's going to have to go down and cool down a little bit as he's going to get ready to face Josh Hansen again in the main event. Now, here's a look at the start tonight.
You're going to see Sipes come flying in from the outside in the center of your screen right there. It comes in, dives the inside, but he makes a mistake here in the rhythm section. The dirt's really soft, a little loose right now, beginning of the night, and the Kawasaki of Colton Fasciati gets the hole shot. Here we see Josh Hansen just jumping through that rhythm section, triple. Ryan Sipes got in Hansen's way. Hansen put him up in the tough blocks. And here's Hansen taking second. Short takes the win.
Short survived all that mess, got through that crazy start, was out in front of the Hansen-Sipes battle, and cruised it home for the checkered flag and the trip straight to the main event. Here's a look at those results. And remember, the top 7 transfer, everybody with the green light next to their name is going straight to the main event. Here's Krista with the winner.
All right, I know it's just a heat race, but this has got to be redemption for Andrew Short coming up at BNF, like you said, in Toronto. Andrew, is it redemption indeed?
You know, the main goal is Anaheim. I'm here to get ready for that, and if I win, that's great. Those guys were close to me, and man, I'm going to need to pick it up for the main event, so I'm looking forward to a good race. I got to get off to a good start again, and it's on for 15 laps.
And you're smiling. It's good to see you smiling again. Did you learn some stuff for the main event, you think?
I learned that I need to pick it up. Those guys were on my heels, and I need to step it up a notch. There's some great guys in the next race. It's going to be a tough night, and I'm looking forward to it.
All right, Andrew Short moving on to the main and winning heat number 1.
Here's a look at the start list for heat number 2, and the Honda KTM battle continues. Nathan Ramsey and Davi Millsaps will be the 2 riders that will really be focusing on in this one. Of course, Billy Laninovich is in here as well and should be strong. Let's head back downstairs to Kristen.
Well, Ralph, Nathan Ramsey was already one of the hardest working guys in the sport, but when he went down in Toronto, that work ethic shot through the roof. We saw Andrew Short get redemption in heat number 1. Nathan Ramsey is looking for it in heat number 2. He has been working his butt off this week. He is looking not for points, no points in this event. For Nathan Ramsey, it's all about pride.
He's got our helmet cam for us as well. So what are you thinking about as you get ready for that first corner, Denny, if you've had a tough night like Nathan Ramsey did last week?
Well, Nathan, I know he's got a lot of confidence coming into this. He won here last year. He's had a good week of practice. He's been working with his trainer and stuff. He's looking to redeem himself, obviously.
Of course, he's going to have to get around Davi Millsaps. And, well, that's not an easy task these days. A rider on the 118 Honda is strong as they come. Yeah,
Davi Millsaps, he was the guy on fire last week in Toronto, and he was the fastest guy today in practice. He's got the confidence on his side, and he's rolling into this weekend looking really, really strong.
You can just see him bouncing on that bike. He's got the rhythm. He's in the zone. He's ready to go racing. Watch the gate as we storm towards turn number 1. Here we go. Millsaps was right in the middle of it, but I don't think he's going to come out in front. It should be Billy Laninovich. It is on the 132. There's Ramsey.
That's just a perfect view. That's basically what it looks like. Jumping over the triple with everybody right in front of you. Nathan just blitzing through the whoop section right now. He sees that leader up ahead there, Ralph. He's basically thinking, you know, I got to get by these guys quick, because if these two Hondas in front of me get away, I'm going to lose all track of them. It's going to be twice as hard to try and catch them, try and track them down. A little different rhythm to that whoop section. They're jumping through it rather than blitzing through the whoop like they were in their earlier whoop section. Then coming up here at the end of lap 1.
Now hard on the brakes right here. You got to come over that weird off-camber corner.
Yeah, nice off-camber section, kind of reverse of the bowl turn, and Davi Millsaps, you see him just rip through that section, a triple, double, and just like that, he extended up a huge lead. That rhythm section, like I said, is going to be the key to victory tonight in this lights class.
Billy Laninovich on the 132, giving chase. Let's go back to our Amp Mobile hole shot and show you how this one got underway with a gate drop.
For the second time in a row, the whole shot's not really coming from the inside. It's coming from more of the out. Well, I'm sorry, this time Billy Laninovich came in from the inside right there, blocks the move, pushes out Millsaps, pushes out the rest of the pack, and takes off. And we went into the whole shot. Here's a perfect view right here of Nathan Ramsey. 132, Billy Laninovich right in front of you. You see how tight the first turn can get. Nathan had to stop on a dime, avoid all the carnage, and just shoot down through this rhythm section.
It's a good thing those bikes are narrow, because there's not a lot of room when you get to the inside.
No, you're exactly right, Ralph. There's not a lot of room. That's a really tight corner. As we now move our focus to Davi Millsaps, going through that rhythm section, stretching it out. Here comes Nathan Ramsey. Nathan just put the pass on Laninovich, and now he's going to set his sights on Millsaps.
Here's Ramsey on the 25. Temecula, California. But Laninovich not giving up. Here comes the 132 right back at him. Trying to stay in close to the outside, but then in that rhythm section there, he lost a little bit of ground.
Billy surprised me last week in Toronto. He really wasn't one of the favorites. You know, he's a great rider, but we were talking about the other four all weekend long. A couple guys had problems, and Billy was right up there running the same pace with Millsaps and Josh Hansen. It took a solid third.
With a couple of laps down to the scheduled 6, Davi Millsaps continues to lead here in Vancouver.
This Sunday.
Nathan Ramsey on the KTM doing everything he can to keep Davi Millsaps in sight, but boy, the rider on the 118 Honda making that a tough thing to do here tonight, Danny.
Yeah, Davi's on fire right now. That wolf section he went through, he is probably one of the top 5 guys going through this so fast compared to the Supercross class. He is incredible on fire right now in the whoops. And while Nathan Ramsey, he's doing everything he can just to keep him in sight.
Triple.
Yeah, left section did this whoop. This is where these guys are in rhythm. They're jumping 4, jumping 4, jumping 3, and now Nathan ends up kind of blitzing through this last group. Right-hander, and then he'll jump into this triple kind of wheel taps, which is really cool, doubles, and then over that finish line double.
Now here's that off-camera corner. Look at this. Really, the world just kind of falls away from you.
There it is in that rhythm. Triple, 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 and then double into the curve. Or in that corner. He did that perfect right there. And look at it. He even made up a little ground on Millsaps.
How tough is that to do? What's the key to doing those triples in order like that?
Well, this weekend, it's not every jump the same size. They're all different sizes. And they're basically jumping from small over the third one, which is much bigger, about twice the height. And it takes some serious timing. You got to land just right, get your rhythm, and you're back on the throttle and preload over for that third one.
There you can see Nathan jumped all the way from the outside to the inside, setting himself up for that corner.
Yeah, Nathan impressed me. He's riding smooth. He's riding patient. And when you're on a light bike, you can't be overriding the bike. Once you start losing momentum, it's going to mess you up for the next 2 corners ahead of you. Nathan's trying to learn that patience. He's practicing. He's learning a whole new technique. And these 2 races, they're perfect practice for him to get ready for Anaheim.
Remember, with the Supercross lights, the first 2 rounds of the season in Canada, no points, no championship at stake. As Krista mentioned at the beginning of the show, it's really all about pride and getting ready for the AMA Supercross Series to begin. From the way things are going, Honda and KTM are going to be just banging on each other all year. And it looks like a lot of people are going to be chasing this rider right here, Davi Millsaps, throughout the 2006 season. It was a big thing for Millsaps to move to Honda, and so far you got to think the folks, the big red truck, are pretty happy.
Yeah, it was a big surprise. He's been with Suzuki his entire career. Honda, I think, was looking for the next superstar, and obviously Davi Millsaps is still in that middle.
Checkered flag and a nice can-can for Davi Millsaps as he takes the win in heat number 2 here in Vancouver. Boy, that shows you that the confidence level is really there.
Yeah, we saw Davey doing that in practice. You know, he felt comfortable. Last week, he didn't feel that comfortable. He said, you know, I don't feel that fast. He was in the right place at the right time when some guys crashed and had some mechanical failures. This week, he looks like the favorite.
Doesn't even look like he's out of breath. He'll make his way up to the victory podium where Chris will be ready to chat with him in just a minute. Let's take a look at the Amp Mobile hold shot again.
Nathan just coming in the inside. Nathan Ramsey with the helmet cam. You can just see everyone right from Ryan Marias, Michael Willard, and Billy Laninovich getting the whole shot on the outside.
Here at the checkers, styling over the finish line jump, Davi Millsaps. Well, it'll be interesting to see just how big a celebration we get after tonight's final, if Davi's able to pull off 2 in a row in Canada. Here's a look at the results. Of course, the top 7 all making it to tonight's main event. The rest will have to go to the last chance qualifier. Kristen?
Well, guys, no surprise to see Davi Millsaps win that heat. Davey, you look so comfortable on this Honda. Is this the most comfortable you've been on a bike your entire life?
You know, actually, I'm more comfortable on my practice bike than I am on this bike right now. So, you know, only because I've ridden it more, and I'm just trying to get used to this bike right now.
You seem a little out of breath. I mean, not that it's an easy task what you're doing out there, but is the track layout a difficult one, and how do you feel your chances are for the main?
Oh, I'm not out of breath. I just, I've been a little sick the last couple of weeks, and my throat gets real dry. It's hard for me to breathe. So, you know, this track layout is really nice, actually. You know, it's really rocky, and which makes it difficult. So it's going to be a good race tonight.
Congratulations, Davey. And since you're sick, I'm going to go ahead and back away, and we'll throw it up to the booth, guys.
Wow, if he's not in 100% health, imagine how strong Davi Millsaps is going to be in the coming weeks with the Amp Mobile Supercross Lights. Stay with us.
Eastwood Weekend continues on the Lost Rival. Clint is back.
Is this a private party?
And when teamed with Burt Reynolds, the heat is on.
You said you defused that. I lied.
City Heat, tonight at 8 Eastern on Speed.
What are you pointing the gun at the suitcase for?
Is our next American Idol among us today?
Millions dream, thousands dare. Only one will win.
I think we'll discover Idol's biggest star.
American Idol is back. The new season begins next month on Fox.
Mírate nada más. ¿Qué te hiciste? Eres
Tuesday on Speed is Two Wheel Tuesday with Greg White. MotoGP star Nicky Hayes stops by the garage to talk about his breakout season and gives a little insight into 2006. You won't want to miss this Two Wheel Tuesday with special guest Nicky Hayes. Two Wheel Tuesday, Tuesday at 8 Eastern, only on Speed. Welcome back to Vancouver, where here's our Dunlop starting list for the Supercross Lights Last Chance Qualifier. This is your final shot to make it into tonight's 22-rider field for 15 laps. We'll take 8 riders out of this into tonight's main event. And again, Denny, turn number 1.
Yeah, the Last Chance Qualifier, it's only a 4-lap race. You're not going to, if you don't get through the first turn, you're going to have a hard time making it all the way to that main event. There's some good riders in this. Some guys who ran top 10 last weekend in Toronto. Lockhart, Beaton, Michael Willard. Michael Willard from Ohio. He's an East Coast 125 Canadian motocross champion. He was a solid top 10 in Toronto. This weekend had some problems in this heat race. We find him in this LCQ.
The board goes sideways. Here we go. Down towards turn 1.
And just like that, Willard jumped out to a quick hole shot.
Willard on the KTM number 749. Is working that throttle good through that rhythm section.
Michael really impressed me last week in Toronto. We've seen his skills in an outdoors, or I've read about it, and I didn't get a chance to make it to the Canadian Nationals, but he's been good in the Amateur Nationals, turned pro, and went to the Canadians, and he's done really well. But last weekend in the Supercross, one of his first Supercross that I've seen him ride, he rode really solid. Competed with some of the top guys this weekend. You know, we get a little extra practice having to ride this Last Chance Qualifier.
You see Ryan Lockhart on the number 19. Mitch Cook on the 229. The Honda sits in second place. But he's got a lot of company from Ryan Lockhart's Suzuki.
There's a chance for some of these guys to shine up here in the Canadian crowd. A lot of these guys are local riders. You know, you get a chance.
Oh, one rider down. I believe that's Cook.
No, that's Michael Willard.
Oh, it is Willard.
Out front and goes down.
Oh, Willard has
heartbreak. Out front, messes up, goes down, doesn't get the run on the triple at all. Case is on top of the third one, and down he goes.
Right in between the tough blocks.
Oh, heartbreak right there. There's a chance if he gets up quick. Oh, he didn't get up quickly. Too bad for Michael. Gonna not have a repeat performance that he had in Toronto. Gonna have to go home. Gonna end up having a good seat in the stands.
Now that'll put Cook into the lead on that number 229 Honda. Cook, Lockhart, Pete, and Willard just dropping like a rock now that he's out of it.
You see him come to that rhythm section. He tripled, and then he doubled and doubled again. That's what happened when some of the guys are unable to do what they want to do, which is triple, triple, triple. That's when you see Davi Millsaps. You're going to see probably Andrew Short do it, Nathan Ramsey. When they make a mistake, they're going to have to go through it like that, and you lose a lot of ground to the guys who are getting through it cleanly.
There's a look at the 24 of Kyle Beaton out of Surrey, British Columbia on his Yamaha. And he's worked his way up to second place now, moving in front of Ryan Lockhart on the 19. The 6'11" is Brady Sharon, also from Surrey, British Columbia, another one of the Canadian riders. He's looking like a trip to the main event is headed his way.
Yeah, this is a chance for these guys. You don't have quite as many riders you normally have at Anaheim or a San Diego round. This is a chance for these guys to put it in the main event. A little less competition in the lights class up here this weekend. It's not quite as deep. There's a lot of fast guys. This is a chance for them to shine in front of their hometown crowd.
Well, with the white flag out, Willard is sitting back in 10th, by the way, the rider that led the opening laps here. He only has to gain back 2 positions to make it into tonight's main. So we'll see if he can pull that off on the final lap here tonight.
You see those whoops right there. Mitch Cook getting kicked in the butt. That's what happens when these whoops are different sizes. You kind of blitz across the top of some of the small ones. You all of a sudden hit a big one. That rear end comes up. That seat hits you in the butt. Your feet come off the pegs. Mitch did a good job of keeping that bike in control on this final lap of this last chance qualifier.
Well, he stands it up on the nose, coming out of that rhythm section. Through the whoops. One more big corner to go. Checkered flag for Mitch Cook as he takes the win in tonight's last chance qualifier for the Supercross Lights machine. Pete, Lockhart, and Sharon are also going on to the main. And you see the rest of the riders that are joining them. 8 riders moving on to tonight's main event out of the last chance qualifier.
Sunday, get ready for a someone special.
The Amped Mobile Supercross Lights are ready for their main event here on Speed Channel from the BC Play Stadium in Vancouver, British Columbia. Here's a look at our Dunlop starting list, and we talked about at the beginning about how this would be a Honda KTM battle. And right now, the top 5, well, you've got 3 Hondas, 2 KTMs, but the one Kawasaki that looks like it could get into the mix here is Darcy Lange.
Darcy Lange has got a good shot at it. He's a proven arena cross champion, and I think he can mix it up with these guys. And I would also keep an eye on Ryan Sipes on that Suzuki.
Well, let's head downstairs to Krista with our Progressive pre-race report.
Guys, you know, Andrew Short won his heat, but earlier today in the final practice session, he was way down the charts. Why? Well, the team was trying some different things. Remember in Toronto, they had that engine trouble. Andrew says it's a problem they've had since the U.S. Open, so that's why they're here at the Worlds to try to get some things worked out. So, have they hit on something? Well, possibly. You know, Davi Millsaps' machine's been running just fine. Both Honda riders, both teammates, won their heat. So we'll have to see. It's going to be a big test for Andrew Short here tonight.
There's a good look at Millsaps on the 118. Boy, is he loose and found his groove.
He's on fire. We see him walking around the pits. We saw him at lunch. We saw him at dinner. He's confident. He's feeling it right now. He's the guy to beat tonight.
And then Andrew Short, we've been talking about him. There is the rider on the 29, using some different colors in his riding gear this week than last week. Maybe that'll be enough to make a difference. And of course, Josh Hansen on the 100, the KTM rider, he could be in the mix here tonight.
Yeah, I think both these guys would be a good chance. Hansen, he rode kind of relaxed, come back from an injury and surgery over the summer. He's got something to prove here. And Nathan Ramsey in the helmet camp, he won here last year, crashed out last week, and he's got something to prove as well. This is going to be a great race. I can see it right now. Although, I would not want to let Millsaps get that whole shot.
Watch for turn 1. Here we go. It's one of the KTM riders there first. It looks like Ramsey on the 25.
Buried in the middle of the pack. I saw kind of miss a shift there going to the rhythm section with Davi Millsaps. Also, Nathan Ramsey getting out front quickly just where he wanted to be. And Billy Laninovich in second. We saw him hit the podium in Toronto. He's just got a shot for good things. And then those Kawasaki Canadian riders right behind him in 3rd and 4th.
That's Colt Bassiani on the 361 doing a great job on the start.
Now we're going to see how some of that new training and new practice that Nathan Ramsey's been working with Buddy Hansen about the patience, getting a chance to not push himself too hard, getting the most out of his bike, getting the most through these whoops, through the corners. And Nathan is we're going to see what he's been able to capable of tonight.
Out front and leading in Vancouver. Let's see how he works the throttle through this upcoming rhythm section.
He's going to You'll want to see him triple, land triple. That was perfect.
Now, back the other way.
See the red cross flag. Unable to triple, that means you guys got to roll every section.
Quick check to make sure everything's clear. Now here comes another one of those big whoop sections. On and off that throttle. After this corner, here come the triples again. Pretty strong riding from Nathan Ramsey at this stage of the game.
Yeah, Nathan's strong, and right now out front, he's going to want to try and break away from the Honda duo of Short and Millsaps and his teammate Hansen, and also Billy Laninovich sitting right there as well.
Andrew Short, the rider on the Honda. Boy, as he works his way around that tricky off-camber left, he looks so strong in the heat race earlier tonight. Struggling a little bit here in the main event right now.
Yes, three of our favorites right now. Barry in 5th, 6th, and 7th. Andrew Short in 5th. Hansen in 6th. And Millsaps back there in 7th.
We talked about how the start could make or break your evening, and he got buried.
One thing we've seen a lot on the lights class and outdoors last season, Supercross last season, there's so much talent in this class that the start is everything. You know, you let someone like Nathan Ramsey get out front, Darcy Lange, Billy Laninovich, and you're buried in the back of the pack. Their lap times are so close. They're not going that much faster where you can make up that much time.
Meanwhile, out front, the KTM rider is having a great run. Nathan Ramsey sailing along. Billy Laninovich also got a good start, and the Honda rider sits in 2nd place, rips off the tear-off, spins it around and heads back the other way.
Nathan already with a 2-second lead over Laninovich and an 8-second lead over his Davi Millsaps back in 6th. So Millsaps, he's got a chance to try and sweep these Canadian men. He's got a lot of time to make up.
Ryan Sipes on that 36 out of Kentucky, the Suzuki rider. He runs in 3rd. Lange right there is in 4th. Behind him is Short, and then Millsaps and Hansen. Boy, who would have thought Davi Millsaps would be buried back there this deep?
Well, talked about the start. That was what was the key one. All these guys got buried in the back of the pack, got pinched off, and right now Millsaps is trying to do everything he can. He just passed his teammate Andrew Short. He's now set aside for the former Arena Cross champion Darcy Lange, the local favorite. Lange gives a look over at him, and
Lange took the line away there, then opened it back up. Millsaps can't do anything with it yet, but maybe through this rhythm section, here they come. Got him.
Millsaps triples right over the top, makes the move past Lange, moves into that 5th spot, or 4th spot. Now watch Millsaps in this whoop section right here, upcoming. He is going to blitz it, so he lifts the front end, gets right across the top of him, wheelies into the next set. It opens up the gap and closes the gap now on Ryan Sipes for 3rd.
Can he get all the way to the front, though? He's got 10 laps left here in Vancouver. Well, he flew it all the way into the corner that time. Ellen Short tries to make a bold move on Lange, but couldn't get it done.
You see Short, or Millsaps makes enough time on Ramsey little by little. He's 7.5 seconds back, but he's got a long ways to go and a lot of guys to pass to get there.
Davi Millsaps won a heat race earlier tonight, trying to get his way to the front here in the main.
Been waiting for the best deal on this year's hottest ATVs? Now's your chance. Right now at Suzuki Quad Fair, you can finance award-winning Quad Sport and Quad Runner ATVs for as low as $39 a month. Plus, on select models, we'll throw in a worn winch or worn plow for $69, or $200 in Makita tools of your choice. Quad Fair means the best value on the Ozark 250, the automatic and manual Eiger, the Vincent 500, and even the ATV of the year, the Suzuki King Quad. So get into Suzuki's Quad Fair today. An amazing deal like this won't...
Nathan Ramsey lands off the finish line jump out front here in the lead at Vancouver, British Columbia's BC Place. Let's take you back to our amped mobile hole shot at the beginning of tonight's show.
Nathan Ramsey right in the center of your screen, coming in with the hole shot. All the Honda guys short. Millsaps buried in the middle of the pack right there, unable to get anything going. Meanwhile, Ramsey, Laninovich break away. Look at Millsaps right there on your screen, kind of misses a shift, buried in the middle of the pack. Can't come through the pack and make it up when you got someone as talented as Ramsey and Laninovich out front.
Ramsey's having a great run as you fly through the nighttime sky here in Vancouver. Look at all those rocks to the inside. Again, you can see how rocky the surface is here in Vancouver. Here's a finish line jump.
Right now at lap 9 of 15, he's opened up a 3.3-second lead over Billy Laninovich. Breaking away, putting a final stamp on this race.
That's Billy Laninovich right there on the red 132, the Honda rider. He's got Davi Millsaps closing in on him, who's worked his way all the way up to third. With more on the story with Billy Laninovich, here's Krista.
Well, guys, you're talking about how Nathan Ramsey is able to stretch out his lead. I've been watching these guys in the rhythm section. I think one of the reasons is key. Billy Laninovich told me earlier this week that the rhythm sections here are so much bigger than they were in Toronto. Ramsey has been able to double that first rhythm section, while Laninovich has to go double, single. He is not making up any ground on these rhythm sections tonight.
Yeah, that's a big key. We talked about that at the beginning of our show in the heat race. When you're on the light spike, you've got to get through those rhythm sections. If you mess up, you're going to lose bike like 2 seconds, actually just in one straightaway. And Nathan, his smooth, patient skid style, the new reinvented Nathan Ramsey, courtesy of his good friend Buddy Hansen. The two have been working so hard, and I think we're seeing him pay out right there. You see Billy right there, unable to get through the rhythm section like he needs to. Meanwhile, Nathan Ramsey's doing it every lap, making up a good half second every time.
Well, and Billy seems a little tentative going around that off-camber left, which leads you onto that straightaway where that rhythm section is that we're talking about. If you don't get a good drive off that corner, that's not going to set you up well for that rhythm section.
No, exactly. And then that new off-camber is something I talked to the Dirtworks crew. We might be seeing a lot of those in the future.
Seems like such a simple corner, but it can make a huge difference.
Yeah, it's such an important position, an important place, right before the rhythm section. You got to come off it strong with good speed if you're going to have any hopes of getting through that rhythm section with strong power. We see Nathan right now recording some lap traffic coming in that section right now. You see him come up real high. He drops off. Instead of drifting real wide, he's on the gas early. You see the roost? He's able to triple into that, triple again, triple one more time, and then doubles in the corner. He's done it every lap, and that's why he's out front with now almost a 4-second lead. It's hard to believe that just one straightaway out of an entire track can make such a difference.
How much of that is the power of the KTM over the Honda?
I think they're both great bikes, and I think it's just a matter of Nathan getting the job done. I think it's more of a rider standpoint than this car. Because you're talking, factory equipment on Billy Laninovich and obviously a factory Honda, Davi Millsaps. All these guys got good bikes. I think Nathan's just riding better right now.
Well, we got a great battle for second as Millsaps closes right up on Laninovich. Into the whoops they go.
Samsung Soviet rider of Billy Laninovich and a factory rider of Davi Millsaps. These guys went 1-3 in Toronto, trying to switch things up this weekend in Vancouver, but I think Millsaps has got Billy's number right now.
Into the attack mode goes Millsaps, and he goes right past Laninovich. Billy didn't stand a chance through there.
Yeah, just like Kristen mentioned, Billy was unable to get through that rhythm section like we've been talking about as well. And Davi Millsaps got through it clean, 3-3-3-2. Jumped himself right into second place.
3 laps to go. It's going to be awfully tough for Millsaps to catch Nathan Ramsey, however.
Davi's never been known for good starts. He struggles with starts on the Suzuki. He's a really big kid. Now he's pushing over 6 foot. He's going to be a great 450 rider when he moves up to that class. But he's big and he sometimes suffers on the starts. He suffered in outdoors. He's going to be practicing this week bound in Georgia. I guarantee it, because he's going to need him come Anaheim here in a couple weeks.
Ramsey, one more time through that big rhythm section, takes that final double in. He's that the one thing that Millsaps is really going to have to work on if he wants a shot at the title once we get into the AMA season for the Supercross lights?
Well, last season, he battled it out with Josh Hansen and Grant Langston. It went down to the final race. All three guys had a shot at the title. The last race, Josh Hansen won, actually pulled into a tie in the points with Grant Langston, but I think it came down to the Millsaps was the fastest kid a lot around, but he started so far back that he was unable to capitalize on that speed and get those wins that he needed to get those needed points. We're in the hands tonight. Nathan Ramsey rode a solid race. He's got in front with the whole shot. He's still got 2 laps to go. This thing's not over. Anything can happen. Millsaps isn't giving up.
Now, Millsaps is actually closed the gap a little bit, but he's still got a long ways to go as the white flag waves over that finish line jump.
He's closed the gap under 4 seconds right now, but Nathan's still doing that rhythm section. That's confidence. A tough section like that, he knows, you know what, I can do it every lap. I'm going to do it even the last lap. So I feel good, and what a great ride, strong ride for Nathan Ramsey. Only a half lap to go, because he wheelies in the whoops. That's such a big key, too. He's still letting it hang out.
Millsaps, though, however, he's going to feel good even if he ends up in second place. He comes to Canada for 2 rounds before the AMA opener in Anaheim, and he comes out of it with a first and a second. That's pretty good for the top.
No, definitely, right now. These events where you get some confidence. Nathan Ramsey, Davi Millsaps, Laninovich, they've done just that. Andrew Short, on the other hand, he's going to go back to the books with Honda and figure something out that he was missing.
He's running in 5th right now is Andrew Short. Checkered flag over the finish line, jump skies. Nathan Ramsey for the win. Millsaps comes home in 2nd place. Billy Laninovich ends up in 3rd. And that's what it looks like when you're a winner inside a BC place in Vancouver, when you've skied over the finish line jump as the winner of the Supercross lights.
You want to bet he wears the helmet cam come Anaheim 1? Good karma.
Nathan Ramsey, the big winner here tonight in Vancouver. The KTM rider takes the win, and that's what it looks like when you take the checkered flag.
This Sunday on Speed. First, step back in time to the Goodwood.
Moving forward. All right, let's head back downstairs. Here's Krista with our 3rd place finisher, Billy Laninovich.
All right, guys, 3rd place, Billy Laninovich. And I know, Billy, I see a little bit of frustration. I know you were working so hard out there. We talked earlier this week that the rhythm section would be the key. Was that the difference tonight?
You know, I got a good start, and David started catching me. Then I got messed up with the lappers, one of the lappers, and Davey caught me and passed me. But man, I'm just glad to get this weekend over with.
Here's a look at the final results. Nathan Ramsey with the win. So KTM gets one in Canada, as does Honda back at Toronto, and that sets up a great debut to the 2006 Amped Mobile Supercross Light season when it kicks off in Anaheim. And Davi Millsaps going to be a huge part of that, Krista.
Well, it was a rough start for Davi Millsaps, but talk about chasing him down, able to move up to 2nd. Are you satisfied with that race? What are your emotions right now?
Oh, you know, I'm definitely satisfied for sure. You know, I would rather have the win, but you know, what are you going to do? Nate got the start, and I got dead last. So, you know, I felt like I rode good, and he rode a good race, too.
Congratulations, Davi Millsaps. Again, something to build on for Anaheim, just like Billy Laninovich, guys.
And our Buku Big Air replay of the night. Well, who else? Nathan Ramsey flying through the air tonight on his way to the win on the KTM here in Vancouver. Now he gets a chance to talk to Kristen.
Guys, he is so excited. He wanted redemption after that rough outing in Toronto. You certainly got it here in Vancouver, pretty much leading from start to finish. Talk about your ride tonight.
Wow, you know, the Red Bull KTM got me off to a good start. You know, my Dunlops came out of the gate really good, and I got to that first turn, and I was able to control things, and, you know, that feels good. I mean, that's 90% of the race. You know, from then on, you know, I just try to put my head down and, you know, go as hard as I can, and had a few mess-ups, and, you know, that's what I'm working on. It's been the off-season. It's been great, and I got a lot of really, really good people behind me. You know, I got, you know, MSR Racing, and I got a new coach, riding coach, is Buddy Antonez, and, you know, with Red Bull and KTM, and, you know, Utopia, everybody that's behind me, it just feels great, you know, because everybody puts in that hard work, and I want to reward them. And also like to say happy birthday to my nephew, Will. It's his birthday tonight, so it feels great.
This is a great birthday present for him. Do you feel like you got a monkey off your back, too, to be able to leave these worlds with a win?
yeah, you know, it's great momentum. Last weekend, you know, didn't go so well, but you know, it's good to finish off with a win, and it was a great warm-up, and I can't wait to, you know, go out there and just put some more hard work in at the test track and go out there swinging when the series starts.
All right, go out swinging. That's what we like to hear. Guys, back up to you in the booth.
The next round of television coverage from the AMP Mobile Supercross Tour comes from our broadcast partner with the Supercross Series, CBS Sports. We'll have the opening AMA round from Anaheim Sunday, January 8th at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Speed will be right back in your living room with Supercross Lights Saturday, January 14th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure you catch both of those exciting upcoming Supercross shows. Well, it was a great round here in Vancouver. For Chris Devoda and Denny Stevenson, I'm Ralph Shaheen. So long from Canada, where Nathan Ramsey has won in Vancouver.